We're going to start working with cube and cube root. But before all, we are going to work and explain here what is a cube. We're having there a number with an exponent 3. So we can read this as a to the third power or a to the cube. And a to the cube represent a times a times a. It is the same a but multiplied by itself 3 times. So let's go to some examples. We're having there the cube of -3. Our negative is inside the parentheses, so we're going to make the same distribution that we did with the square. Our negative must be inside the parentheses when we start to rewrite the number. So we're going to have here -3 one time times -3 times -3. So we're going to start working with the negative sign to see what will happen, because here our answer will be different when we are working with quadratic, with the square numbers. So negative times negative will be positive. Positive times negative is negative. Now we're going to multiply the numbers. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Like that. Now let's see the next one. We're having there -3 cubed. So here our negative sign will be outside, as we have on the squares, as a square topic. So this will be the negative. This negative is that one, and we're going to have just the three times. 3 times 3 times 3. There. So we're going to move this sign here, because this one is the only negative, and make negative all the numbers, and then we're going to multiply. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Now let's see that one. 2 cubed. So this will be 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 cube will be equal to 8. Now let's see that one. Again, we're having there a negative inside the parentheses. So we're going to read that as cube of -4. And we're going to write that -4 3 times. So we're going to have here -4 times -4 times -4. Oh. So we're having there 3 negatives, so that means that our solution will be negative. And now we're going to have 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is equal to 64. And the last one, we're having there 5 to the cube. So this will be 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 will be 125. So that is how we solve cube. Let's talk about cube root. But before that, let's see that situation there. We're having the cube of negative 2, that will be equal to half. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, and this will be equal to negative 8. Same will happen with the cube of 2. So we're going to have 2 times 2 times 2 equal 8. Now, these numbers, those numbers are cubed. We're going to find the cubic root of those numbers. So, for the first one, we're going to have here the symbol of a root, but here we're going to have 3 that represent the cubic root. So, which of them has at the end of a total negative 8? The first one. And which numbers, or which repeating number is using, or do we have there to get negative 8? We're using negative 2. So that means that the cubic root of negative 8 will be negative 2. Now let's see what will be the cubic root of 8. So which number is repeating itself 3 times? Just 2, positive 2 there. So when we are looking for root, we are looking for those numbers that repeat itself certain times of number. Here we need to find what number is repeating itself 3 times to get negative 8. So it will be negative 2. Same here. Which number is repeating itself 3 times to be 8? Positive 2. Now let's see there. We're having the cubic root of that number. So we can apply, and we're going to apply, or you can apply this procedure that we're going to learn right now to find the cubic root of any number that has an exact cubic root. And it will be the same procedure that we learned yesterday with the square root. We're going to use, and I'm talking about the prime factorization. So we're going to take the prime factors of 216 to find our cubic root. Now let's go to do that. We're having here 216, and we're going to make the line. Now our 216 ends on 6, so that means that we can find half. So what will be the half of 216? Will be 108. Our number ends on 8, so it has half. We're going to find its half. So it will be 54. Again, we're having a 4, so we're going to find the half. Here we're going to have 27. 27 do not has half, but instead is having third. So we're going to divide 27 by 3. Will be 9. 9 is divisible by 3. That is 3, and 3 is divisible by 3, that will be 1. So what we're going to do, instead finding couples like we did yesterday, we're going to find groups of 3. So we're having here a team of 3, and we're going to take out the number to get 2, and here we're having another team of 3 numbers 3, and we're going to get here 3. Now we multiply them to get 6. That means that our cubic root of 216 is equal to 6. Let's solve that negative exercise. So we're having there the cubic root of negative 512. So without using the calculator, we're going to make the same procedure that we did in the last example. We're going to find the prime factors for that number. We're going to begin writing here 512 without the sign. Why without the sign? Because we already know that if this number is negative, our answer will be -2. Now, our number there, 512, ends on 2, so that means that it's having half. We're going to write here 2, and we're going to divide 512 by 2. We're going to get 256. So we're going to get here 256. Again, that number ends on 6, so we're going to divide it by 2. And 256 divided by 2 is 128. So we're going to write it here, 128. That number is still having 8 as the end, its end. So we're going to divide this number by 2, and will be 64. We're going to divide it again by 2, 32. We're going to divide it again by 2. This will be 16. We're going to divide that 16 by 2. We get 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And we get those numbers there. Now we're going to start making team of 3. So here we're having 1. Here we're having another team. And here we're having another team. So we're going to multiply those numbers that we take outside, and we're going to get 8. So our solution there will be -8. And there you go. That is how we solve cubic root of any number without using the calculator.